Training camp is here, so let the games begin. That's right, little Hunger Games quote for you, which I rewatched the entire series very recently, kind of passively, but I was like, this is pretty good. I mean, you take away the teeny bopper soap opera, would have been a lot better, but thought it was pretty good for what it was. Let's see here. Training camp is here. That means position battles everywhere. So I just want to kind of talk about a few of the ones that I see that are going to be, I think, most intriguing. And quite frankly, let's kick it off with the kicking battle. Kicker situation in Detroit is one that I don't love. Having been a Lions fan, you and I both know that if we've had one thing consistent for years other than losses, it has been a solid kicker. You go back, you look at it, Jason Hansen, Matt Prater. Man, I loved Prater. Like, we have had a series of great kickers in Detroit, and at the moment, we don't have one. We don't. Michael Badgley already released before training camp begins, and I think we all sort of saw that one coming. The moment we brought back Riley Patterson for the kicking battle against John Parker, Badgley's already gone. So the kicking battle is going to be interesting. Will the Lions look outside the organization, try to pick up somebody? I'm blanking on the name. The guy from San Francisco could be a solid. Well, can't win them all, Jay. After the kicking battle, I'm pretty intrigued with the wide receiver room. You look at our wide receiver room last year into this year, it's not a top receiving room in the NFL by any means. However, with the offense, with the structure, with Ben Johnson play calling, with the O-line, like all of it, it is working. It is working well. You have top-tier receiver in St. Brown. We believe that J-Mo, when he's out there, will be a stud for years to come. But we got to get him out there. So coming into this training camp during this battle, it's going to be interesting because J-Mo aside, you got St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, Marvin Jones Jr. back. You got Khalif Raymond, new rookie 7th round pick Antoine Green, newcomer Denzel Mims, and Tom Kennedy, that constant bubble player, that constant practice squad. Now he's active practice squad. Now he's... So you got 6-7 guys there, all without J-Mo. And what's this going to be? I mean, the fighting for wide receiver 6 position will be interesting. We know what we got in St. Brown. J-Mo will see you week 7. After that, Khalif Raymond is a Swiss Army knife, and I love him. I want to see him stick around. We also see him on special teams. What he's capable of, that guy, you put him in situations where you're like, somehow he's always coming through. I'm very interested in seeing what happens between Antoine Green, 7th round pick this year, Antoine Green, and Denzel Mims. Because now Denzel Mims has a competent QB. Sorry, Zach Wilson. It's just true. So with that being said, Mims has a ton of upside. Looking at his physical attributes, looking at what the guy, his size, his speed, but he just never had a competent QB who was able to throw him the ball. So now you put Mims into this offense. It's a solid move. Create a little competition with a huge upside. See what happens. Antoine Green, from what I could tell, what I've been hearing, guy shows some promise. So the wide receiver room is going to be a lot of fun seeing this training camp. Hey, let me know. Are you guys going to any training camps this year? I'll be going to one. Be fun to see you there. Drop it in the comments. Let me know when you are going to training camp, and maybe we'll, do a classic nod cap tip, like Peaky Blinders type thing. Just pop it down and be like, "What's up?" Now we'll say, "Hey, it'll be a good time." After that, I'm very interested in the linebacker room. This goes for rush linebackers. This goes for middle of the field here. Looking at Jack Campbell, Kelvin Shepard, he's making it sound like, well, we don't know if he's going to be a day one starter. He shows Jack Campbell will be a day one starter. I would be remiss if the man was not a day one starter. We're picking him at 18. We see what he's capable of, his size, his speed, and honestly, his love of the game, the way that's going to translate in this Detroit Lions culture is going to be astounding. I think Jack Campbell, I'm just calling him, man. I think the kid's got so much promise, and Lions fans everywhere are going to be ecstatic when we finally get to see him out on the field. Once he gets his sea legs under him. But really, Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone being the guy, right? He's our guy at the moment, and that's going to be an interesting transition between the two of them. I think Anzalone holds it down this season, but we're going to see a transition after Campbell gets his rookie year under him, how that flips. Then you got Derek Barnes, who is making a lot of mental progress, and don't we ever forget Rodrigo and what that guy can do. Linebacker room is going to be an interesting battle to see how the guys fare, the packages that are created for them, for their particulars. And then really that brings you to the rush linebacker situation between Charles Harris, Julian Okwara, and James the Problem Houston. James Houston proved himself when he came in that Thanksgiving Day game, took down Josh Allen twice. Like, watching that in the flesh was just phenomenal. He shows us, like, and it's funny because he came in as a linebacker, and then really seeing him coming up off the edge, what he was able to do, that double step, or that high step that he pulled. James Houston coming in. Charles Harris off the injury, having gotten surgery. How's he going to be? I mean, he's already taken reps with the starters. Charles Harris, that is. Charles Harris taking reps with the starters. So, you see James Houston with the second string. And Julian Okwara has been a huge letdown throughout his tenure here. But all this being said, that is a position group that I am fascinated in. That linebacker, rush linebacker area for the Detroit Lions, really defensively, man. And then after that, you got the cornerback room, secondary, which is just going to be fun to watch. I'm not worried about it when you have a leader like Cam Sutton stepping in, when you got CJ Gardner-Johnson stepping in, and then Emmanuel Mosley off his ACL injury coming back. Jerry Jacobs, can't forget him. Secondary is going to be a ton of fun, the cornerbacks, to see how they all splice together, but I'm not worried about it. Whereas last year, I was freaking very worried about it. Not this year. I feel good knowing that we're coming under leadership, veteran leadership of guys like Cam Sutton and then CJ Gardner-Johnson. So, this is a lot of, I know I'm just kind of spitting stuff at you, but it's because I'm friggin' hyped, yo. We're here. So much so ready that I got Salazar Bucklebeard and Osiris Bellhorn ready to roll some natty 20s on the field. So, yeah, that's what I got. Hyped. That's all I got to say about that. What about you guys? What are you excited for this training camp? Drop it in the comments. Let me know who you're most excited to see. And again, let me know if you're going to any of the training camps. Would love to see you there. I'll be around 1, 2, maybe just mosleying. It's terrible. It's a terrible pun. Forgive me. Yeah, the Hunger Games, I just thought I was like, I liked them. I loved the premise of the show. Or of the movie, the saga, but there were certain elements to it where I was like, all right, this is a little teeny bopper for me, but at the same time, feels like the United States is going in that direction.